what's going on? So this is going to be like my rough attempt at just kind of putting together the balance approach that I used to prove that my ex-girlfriend Kelsey turned best friend was told to me as her actually being a karmic soulmate. All this crazy shit. I get to a point when I go through New Year's, entering 2024. On the first day of the year, I connect to 5D. I mean, that's the only way I can explain it. 5D consciousness, and I just have this perception, this perception of just such profound detail on anything I was working on, thinking about. And, because God works in great ways, Kelsey makes the discovery this year that her uncle Bobby Ray, who is married to her mother's sister, Virlin, had a birthday on January 27th. And that was it. That's all I had to hear. And I heard that in distance. That it wasn't said to me. She was talking to either her mother or somebody like that. And January 27th comes up. That's his birthday. In like a flash, I have put together and concluded that there's no way in hell Kelsey could be the biological daughter of her current father, Joe W. Haddon. Can't. No fucking way. So instead of telling her this without any way of proving it, I needed to figure out how to prove it. I know there was aspects of this that I can actually tangibly show, but I just couldn't see it. The birthday was obviously a start, so I asked God, please show me the information, show me the proof, show me how I can make this woman, my friend, show her this incredible news that I have. It goes so much further than that. You gotta understand this. There are aspects of narcissism that go down this. There are aspects of like 3 generations we're talking about, 3 generations from my mother, myself, and then my grandparents, same thing with her, from her grandparents to her parents to her. There is this infinity aspect, and the correlations are just fucking off the chart. I don't even know where to start. Let's start with her side. Her grandmother's name is Madeline. She was born in Genesee, Michigan on February 3rd, 1926. February Aquarius. Her daughter, Beverly, Kelsey's mother, born in Battle Creek, Michigan. Born the next day, on the 4th, in 49, is also a February Aquarius. I'm trying to see, should I disclose this whole thing, or should I? No, I'm just going to make this rough. I'm just stick with the basic stuff. So that's Kelsey's grandmother and mother. Kelsey's grandfather and father now. Now, Roy Cox is not her original biological grandfather. It's actually Gerald. I forgot what his full name was. But he left the grandmother because the grandmother was scorned in a situation. She initiated this aspect of the next 2 generations having turned into narcissists. And it's like the atypical textbook fucking initiation into becoming a narcissism. She was scorned. Beverly being the last born, the youngest of 3, 2 girls, 1 boy, she literally bore the name Beverly Gerald Cox, Gerald being her biological father's first name. He left her literally around either birth or 1 or 2 years old. That's how old Beverly was. So she didn't know at the time, obviously. Madeline then goes and marries Roy Cox. Roy Cox is fucking crazy. So Roy Cox is born in Elbert, Colorado. Date of birth, 5/5/20, or I should say 5/5 of 1920. When I say God is great, God is good, and God talks to me, listen, he died on 10/20/2001. If you take his date of birth and write it like this, 5/5/20, how we usually write it in this country. If you take the 5 and the 5 and you add them together, that gives you a 10. Now you have 10. If you take the 19/20, split it in 2 down the middle. Now you have 10, 19, 20. Take the 19, the 1 and 9, add it together. Now you have 10, 10, 20. Take either 10 and invert it after the 20. You have his death date, 10/20/2001, which is the same month and year I had my brain surgery. Exact same month and year, not the date. What? His date of birth, I concluded his death date. Just, it was instinctual. I was like, oh shit, let me do the 5 and the 5. And I wrote 10/10/20. But it wasn't until she said what his death date was, saying 2001, I was like, holy shit. You keep going, dude, it gets crazy. Joe W. Haddon was born in Walsenburg, Colorado. So now we have 2 females in Michigan. Grandma, mom. Grandfather, father are 2 in Colorado. All right. My parents, both Scorpios. Father was born in 10/31. My mother was born on 11/10. 1 month apart, technically, represented by 10 and 11. The reason why I say that is because if I approach this as a sense of balance or polarizing or inversion, then I should be able to see obvious markers that correlate. And they correlate so profoundly that I'm going to be making this fucking documentary just to show it. Bobby Ray Bracken, who was married, like I said, to Beverly's sister, Marilyn, may she rest in peace. His family and hometown is from Indiana. He was born on 1/27/44. My Aunt Mary, who's my mother's sister, she got married and moved to Indiana and currently lives in Indiana. She left her New York hometown and moved to Indiana. And Bobby Ray Bracken left his hometown of Indiana and moved to Colorado. Now we have this aspect of connecting the locations, the birth locations of all parties. So we have Indiana, Michigan, Colorado, New York, and Greece, Chios. Genesee is the connection. And what I mean by that is there's a Genesee, Michigan, there's a Genesee, Colorado, and there's a Genesee, New York. Just those 3. My parents are from Greece, Chios. That's where my mother's from, Greece, G, Genesee, 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 Greece. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, and then you have H and I. So, G, Greece. Chios is spelled with an X, so you have G, X, representing the H. And then Indiana, I. Okay? G, H, I is literally the location, the birth locations of all the people. We'll keep going. Kelsey's date of birth is 10/25/79. Date of conception on multiple calculators falls on 1/27/79 and 2/4/79. My birthday, Bobby's birthday, and her mother's birthday. Alright, shit's gonna get a little fucking crazy. So, we have Bobby Ray Bracken. Bobby. My name is Spiridon Skellis, but I can go by Spiro. Bobby. Bobby 5. Spiro 5. But if you take the O off and put an I, it's still 5. Then there's a Don that's left. Don, Bobby Ray, Ray, or Bobby Ray as one word, one name, and Spiridon as one full name. They all match up. Bracken, Brackin, Skellas. Skellis. We share the same birthday at 1/27/44 and 1/27/81. As if that wasn't fucking enough. His father's name is John. My father's name is John. As if that wasn't fucking enough. How do we connect the Cox, which is actually just by marriage, not blood? Well, Roy Cox, Kelsey's grandfather, had a brother, Lawrence. Baby guy. The most important person in my life. The only single human being that I would ever mention as being unequivocally impactful in my life is Mr. Lorenzano. Mr. Lawrence Cox here, great uncle to Kelsey, was born 7/8/21. People, when I tell you listen to fucking God and talk to him, please don't fucking question it. Just try it. He died on 1/27/81 on the day I was born. Joe, look, man, I know you closed the door on me. I understand you have your lies as reasons. I get it. But I'm still going to extend like an apology. Like, I feel sorry. I'm sorry, man. Like, there has been situations that have been cultivated behind your back, Bobby's back, and oh my God, that your ex-wife has been at the forefront of. Okay? I'm not saying this for a vengeful reason. I'm legitimately feeling bad that you have been so blind to what was right in front of you, and you chose to close the door on the one human being that's solving this all. Okay? Keep going. My father, born 3 siblings, 2 male, 1 female. Beverly was born with 3 siblings, 2 female, 1 male. Opposite. Bobby Ray currently has 3 kids, 2 males, 1 female. Plus Kelsey makes 2 and 2. Watch this. That's a balanced number of fucking 4, right? Okay. Bobby was born in 44. Kelsey is 44 currently. Hold on. If you take Kelsey's birthday, 10/25, which would be written as 1025, and add it up, that's an 8. Add up the year, 1979, it's an 8. You have an 88 as her birthday representation, month and day, and year, separate, 8 and 8. I wonder if that applies. Well, I mean, as an empath or whatever the hell else I am, because I mean, I'm not just an empath, I'm God's spirit. I mean, I'm the voice of God, I'm the voice of reason, I'm the fucking person God put here to put shit into balance. I'm here for justice. Here it is. His birth year was 44. Her current birth year, age, is 44. Empaths take on the role, usually, of the father figure to a female narcissist relationship. I'm literally embodying that with birthday, the time I was born was at 1:43 a.m. 1 semicolon 43. Put the 1 underneath the 43. It's 44. It's always been there. But I'm currently 42. I'm turning 43 this month, which would be my 143 month and year. I'm sorry, it would be my 143 time of birth. I turned 43 in January 1. If she goes into the Bobby Ray family, then it's going to be double. It's going to be balanced 2 and 2. You have a representation of 22. You have a representation of 44 and 88. Let's see, what else can I say? What else can I say? All right, here we go. We're going to do some name and phonetic connections. So, Spiro has a John for a father and a Karen for a mother. Has this unwavering track record of dating girls with K's or sounding names. My ex-wife was Christine. One of my past really close relationships was with Katie. Dated 2 Katies, a Kelsey, a Christine. For my mother, Karen. Kelsey has a father, Joe, and a mother, Beverly. Now, my father starts with J, her father starts with J. Bobby Ray, his father's name is John, same as my father, starts with a J. His mother's name is Ivy. Kelsey went with her mother, Beverly, to go get tattoos. They both get kind of something floral. Beverly has a rose, and Kelsey has an ivy. Beverly's father, biological, Gerald. Okay? By marriage, Roy. Her mother, Madeline. And then you have Joe, the current father. Born by his father, Joseph, and his mother, Jean. JJJ, straight down the bat for Joe. Where can I attach that triple J thing? Well, ironically, my father is Greek. His name is John, or Ioannis, or Yanni. And he's gone by all 3 throughout my life. So we have the 3 J's, we have the 3, John, 1 in American, 1 in English, and 2 in Greek. This Joe and this Beverly thing, that's like off. It doesn't seem to resonate right. Like, why not? Because what resonates better? JKB or BKB for Beverly, Kelsey, and Bobby? All right. Off the top, all of the fathers of everybody. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fathers. There are 4 J's and a G. All going J. Who's got the G? Beverly. She's the one off. And the rest are J's across the board. 4 J's. Represented by a 3J, Joseph, Joe, Jean, father, and then my father, John, Yanni, and Ioannis, John. Kelsey's mother's a narcissist because her mother started the snowball because she was scorned by her husband who decided to leave her. Because I'm stating this as a fact from my perception and perspective, and God not allowing me to lie. She, Madeline, the grandmother, got so butthurt at her husband leaving her because she was fucking crazy. That is Cox, and that's her grandmother. Okay? If you can see it in her eyes, man, she got some pretty fucking... But anyway, rest in peace, by the way. She got left by Gerald, and at the time attached Gerald's name to Beverly. Talk about making her the scapegoat with a literal fucking name attached. And one more. She took the D off, making her Gerald, not Gerald. Okay? Gerald means the spear of God. The spear of God. You know what Gerald means? An ordinary person. No, I'm sorry. That's wrong. Gerald means volume up. As one of the definitions. Because of this event, a narcissist usually, not usually, textbook-wise, has to have a codependent partner to enable the whole fucking situation to occur. Where's the narcissistic fucking attachment? Well, the grandmother's a narcissist. The mother was a narcissist, created Kelsey as a narcissist. My mother's a narcissist. My aunt's a narcissist. My sister's a narcissist. Okay? I can prove each other this way. God showed me my mother was a narcissist, and that's another story. It's another time. I wasn't able to 100% conclude this in my mind until I did this and was able to connect it to Kelsey. Going, holy shit, it proves it. Not that I needed it, because God told me. So her grandmother gets left by the husband, the original husband. The two older siblings are aware of the husband, okay, the father, and now they got to get a new father that comes in, but they have a conscious awareness of this, not Beverly. Beverly gets tagged with Gerald. She becomes the focal point of her mother's fucking rage and anger, anguish, and this poor woman, a child now, is literally a battery for this mother dumping this shit onto her, filling this battery up, okay? Creating the next version. Then this battery goes and has a fucking kid. And I don't know whether she knows for sure about this. I mean, you know, this is just my 2 cents. There's absolutely the possibility of this having intention. That she intentionally went there to get knocked up by this guy. Because it was her sister's husband. And she had a shitty fucking childhood where her sister was made to treat her a specific way because the mother fucking orchestrated. But the sister never saw it. And that's one of my regrets, that I couldn't fix your relationship with your sister. I'm sure as fuck gonna fucking fix this. As the symbol to her being like, oh, you know, I hate my sister because she got treated so much better than me, she grows up and narcissistically seeks out her fucking her sister's husband. I personally think she got knocked up fucking him on his birthday, and then she went and fucked Joe on his birthday. I'm sorry, Joe, her husband, on her birthday. That's what I really think happens. I think in 1979, in January, which happens to be the year that her, Beverly, and her husband, Joe, come back to Colorado after being away for college. And that month, Bobby has a birthday. I think she fucked him on that day. And then I believe that on February 4th, she fucked her husband. And it correlates to the conception dates for Kelsey's birth, which is 10/25/79, falling on 1/27 or 2/4. Come on, people. Come on. I'm half expecting God to show up and be like, listen to this man. Okay? So the first video that I made was on January 10th. This information correlated to me on January 11th, 111. 111 is a big significant factor with this too. My father's birth month, my mother's birth month. 1011. Take the 0 out, you have 3 ones. Where else would you see that? Where else would you see that? The aspect of like the 1s and the 2s and the 0s is just everywhere. The current address number for the house where Bobby's at is 110. Where Joe's at is 20. If you take 11, you add them together, you get 2. You get 20. You also get 2-2 between the two of them. So both parents, her current and her soon-to-be, live in their parental homes that originated their original parents' homes. So the parents moved from Indiana. Bobby Ray's came here and bought the house that they're currently living in. That's his upbringing. Joe lives in his birth parents' fucking house as well. 11020 or 2020 or 4 or 22. Okay? This came all from hearing her uncle's birthday was on my birthday, 1/27/81. Just remember that. That's how I got all this information. That's how I correlated the literal conclusion before I was able to map anything out. Before this, okay, and I think it was January 9th, something like that. Yeah, January 9th was when I heard it. January 10th is when I kind of pieced it somewhat together going into January 11th, okay, and today. All right, and this is rough, dude. This is just straight rough. I'm just trying to throw out the correlations, okay? I don't give a flying fuck about anything having to do with privacy shit and all that crap. God's got me. That's all I need to care about. All right, Joe, you're not the father, and I'm sorry about that, man. And hopefully, I'll be able to help you transition with that because of other reasons I'm not going to talk about, which are private. Bobby, I'm actually looking forward to meeting you, man. And I've met you once when your wife died, but I'm actually looking forward to hanging out with you. Your daughter is my best friend. I'd like to see what it was that drew me to that. And I know it's coming from your side, okay? The fact that she's going to go from an only child that when I met became the most pivotal person in my life to teach me such profound spiritual introspective lessons, not because she did it, but because as the empath and as the narcissist and choosing not to leave, but to adapt to the situation, the volume of spiritual awareness and knowledge I gained was astonishing. When I concluded that, I went from looking at her as a fucking bitch, no offense, to looking at her as somebody that I owed a great debt to. So I asked God to help me with that. And this happens. I'm going to give her the one thing she never thought humanly possible. She always wanted to have siblings. She always wanted to be a part of a family that wasn't a toxic family, dude. And God heard her loud and clear. And when I said I owed her, and that was it, that was a done deal. You think it's a fucking joke that this shit happened? No. Okay? So I have no genetic markers to show me otherwise. I have no blood tests. Nobody knows this. Kelsey, none of the fucking players know this shit. I'm making this video preemptively so that way I have proof. Okay? This is just me. And I haven't even brought this shit to her yet. You know what this is going to do to her? I'm calling it. Another wish of mine that was before this was I hated seeing Kelsey in such fucking pain and suffering. No narcissist should remain a narcissist or even be treated shittily. They're fucking victims. Just like Kelsey's a victim, so is Beverly. Just like Beverly. Now, if Madeline is the originator because of this event, which could go either way, then it is Madeline's fault, 100%. If it's not, and this is generationally further, then it's not Madeline's fault either. It goes to the first person depending on what happened. Okay? It gets so much more detailed that names and shit are all involved. And anyway. So, the first video, this is part 2. Stay tuned. It's going to be fucking awesome to watch because I'm not going to just run my mouth. I'm showing you, I'm telling you, and then I'm going to actually go through it and put it together. Okay? That way you can say, this motherfucker called it. Peace.